wanna say one thing. Happy Valentine's Day. Keep on running, girl, 'cause I got
We're having our 1 Billion Rising Taos 2014 event today. Thanks for coming. I wanted to let you know that this event is the second time the world is living together, taking Earth to dance and teachers protest the violence that women encounter in their daily lives. 1 billion is a huge number, but it represents 1 in 3 women who will be raped or beaten in their lifetime. Today we rise with the rest of the world, hoping to end violence against women and girls by seeking justice. Please stand and join Lila Johnston as she opens this event with a prayer. Lila Johnston is a Diné Cheyenne poet, anthropologist, and activist raised in Taos, New Mexico. Her Cheyenne ancestors strove to make every breath a prayer. Lila seeks to reflect this way of life in her writing and by making every poem a prayer for the balance and regeneration of earth.
Happy Valentine's Day! Woo! I'm so honored to be here and to pray for our people. The first time I was raped, it was a pivotal moment in my life because I made the mistake of thinking that just because something unsacred happened to me, then therefore I must be unsacred. But that's not true. Just because something unsacred happens to you does not make you unsacred. Women and men are perpetually, eternally, incorruptibly sacred, and we always will be. And so when I started to believe that I was unsacred, it had all these negative effects on my life. I started chain smoking, because if someone treated me like trash, then I must be trash, right? Wrong, but that's what I thought. And if I'm trash, then it's okay to chain smoke, and it's okay to do all kinds of bad things to my body. So I'm here today to remind each and every one of you, because not just women are abused sexually, men are as well. And just to remind each and every one of us that we are sacred, and we will always be sacred, and we will always deserve respect, and we will always deserve love from our people. So don't make the mistake I did. Creator, wakantanka tunkashila unshimaka pilamaya ye. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for this way to pray to you. Thank you for this flicker feather I found this morning in the gutter. Thank you for all these beautiful people here rising up for peace and for respect and honor of the sacred womb. That is the reason that any of us are standing here today. May we honor the womb and honor the man as well as sacred. May we help our men remember they are sacred. and that we are all here to learn how to love here on Valentine's Day. So thank you all very much, and I pray you all have a beautiful day and a beautiful dance, and it's my honor to speak. So thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. So thanks again for coming. This event could not be possible if it were not for volunteers like Monica Walker, Cindy Brown, Coral Pitkin, staff from CEV, our performers, and Chief Weaver. So let's give them a hand, please. So David Weaver is the Taos Police Department's Chief of Police. Today he's agreed to help be Master of Ceremonies, but in the time leading up to this event, he has been active in helping organize it. Chief Weaver allowed us to hang ribbons on all of the Taos Police Department's cruisers without a second thought. He has voiced his opinion that violence against women and girls are intolerable crimes and that all victims need justice. Join me in welcoming Chief Weaver.
Hey, good afternoon. Just listen, I on YouTube early this morning and I saw a dance in Jakarta, India. I was like, how incredible is this throughout the world? Real quick off to my right, you'll see my brother's wearing a badge. And you'll notice that we, cops kind of stay aloof, we kind of stay in our own group. But there's a couple things that we share, and I want to share this with you. This is a quote from Benjamin Franklin. Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. And that is just a feeling that I've had from my brother and sister officers throughout my 24 years, is that many times we look at the world and we say, why are you not speaking about this? Why is it that we see this but you don't? And that's one of the reasons that we collectively do not tolerate violence against women, against children, and what an incredible world this would be if there's no violence. But unfortunately, where we're at, we are prepared to stand up for you.
Yes!
The second quote that I read, which really struck close to me, was by Ella Wilcox. Says, "To sin by silence when they should protest makes cowards of men." I am incredibly impressed with the men in the audience, and I'm honored to be with you. Now finally, what can you demand from your law enforcement officers? I am your chief of police. I'm honored to be your chief of police. What can you expect from me and from the men and women in this department? From the law enforcement code of ethics. As a law enforcement officer, my fundamental duty is to serve mankind, to safeguard lives and property, to protect the innocent against deception, the weak against oppression or intimidation, and the peaceful against violence or disorder. This is my oath to you. This is the oath of the men and women wearing the badge. We are incredibly honored that you allow us this privilege to serve you. Okay, normally I can tell you something, a 5-second answer in about 20 minutes, but I'm gonna turn this over right now. I want to introduce a friend of mine, Melinda Williams. She is the Executive Director of Community Against Violence. Just this week, she's celebrating her 20th year of service. Melinda has worked in this community to bring quality programs, awareness, understanding to the issues of domestic and sexual violence. Melinda's passion for preventing these issues from happening carries her through all the hard work and dedication she instills in her staff. So ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Melinda Williams.
And some of you were here, it was horrifying, just horrifying. So today that's not why we're here, not to embarrass me again. But this event last year just really shook my beliefs in our community, because I thought it'd be one more day that not anybody showed up for speaking up for the survivors and changing, that we would have more victims tomorrow. And I was wrong, and I was very glad to see the turnout, and I'm really, really thrilled to have you all here today, joining all of our community, those that could be here, those that couldn't, those that some very, very good warriors in our world have died recently, and we are so proud to be here standing with you. So 1 billion rising for justice. Doing this today, we're joining thousands and thousands and altogether billions of women and girls and men and boys across the nations and across the world, in both north and south. You can find them on YouTube. There are people all over the world doing this today, joining you in here in northern New Mexico. We want to hear what you think justice looks like. There are boards where you can write information about what you want to see. We want to use those. We want to publish them. We want to keep them hanging on our walls and in our hearts. And we want you to know that you can also put your vision on our Facebook page. You can put it on the 1 Billion Rising website page and share it with your sisters and brothers all across the world. We have hopes for tomorrow. We have hopes for the children who are here today that they will not become one of those statistics, that they'll become one of the 1 billion rising for justice and ending violence so they don't have to be the victims of tomorrow. We know that violence can be prevented. It's the one thing that we suffer from that can absolutely not happen. It absolutely is 100% preventable. And so it can be looking at justice, we can see what it looks like. It can be as like a real apology or making restitution to somebody you've harmed. It can be taking legal action or about making the truth visible. It can be about prosecuting or pushing to have prosecution. It can be pushing to have real change here in our community, implementing the policies that already exist and the laws that are already on the books. It can be about ensuring that the protection of all women and girls is in place every single day and in every moment of each of our lives, in every single thing we all do. Boys and men can learn to respect girls. From the very beginning, we can teach that. It can be calling for an end to all forms of inequality and discrimination, misogyny or patriarchy. It can be naming or calling to accountable all the perpetrators and not letting that slide, not giving the forgiveness without there being an action to make amends. And it can be whether they're individuals, groups, corporations, or our state governments. It can be each and every one of us demanding that accountability, whether they're our employees or our coworkers, our friends, or our family. It can be about transformation, and it can be a revolutionary call to restore the dignity and respect that we heard Lila talk about. It was inherent in all of us at one point. It's for all women and girls. Today we're rising for justice, whether it's personal, whether it's social, economic, cultural, environmental, or political. I want you all to see what justice looks like.
What an incredible lady. All right, ladies. Sorry about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we have Tenny Whedon Walsh. She has worked as an actress in New York City for 10 years before returning to music as an outlet for storytelling. She moved to Dallas in 2005, has been performing music here ever since. She wrote this song called She's Rising after being inspired by last year's Rising event.
All the signs have come and gone. The eclipse of the morning sun, she's rising. She's rising. I open my heart to you. Then you just walk right through, your eyes fixed on the horizon, and I left none the wiser. There are wounds that never heal. There are words that can't steal your soul. The spells are all spoken. The spells are all spoken. And when we finally stop to try and break another's heart. The incantations lose their power, and our illusions fall apart. Now it's time for me to come back into my body and breathe inside it. The spells are all broken. The spells are all broken. The spells are all broken. All the signs have come and gone. The eclipse of the morning sun, she's rising. She's rising. She's rising. She's rising.
Thank you, Tenny. Let's give her another hand. Okay, so this event was started by Eve Ensler last year, and V-Day in itself was started more than 15 years ago, but last year was the first time that 1 billion people rose up around the world. But what Eve Ensler says is, dancing insists we take up space, and though it has no set direction, we go there together. Dance is dangerous, joyous, sexual, holy, disruptive, and contagious, and it breaks the rules. It can happen anywhere, at any time, with anyone and everyone, and it's free. Dance joins us and pushes us to go further, and that's why it's at the center of 1 Billion Rising. So join us. We're going to romper las cadenas, and flash mob, if you know it, let's come up and dance.